It's like a kamikaze coming your way. Whoa, whoa. Restala? Alright, let's roll, guys. What's going on in the news? So this is your crypto vlog for July 19th. What? Wow. What? July 20th. And the day of our crypto lords. Wow, it's been what, a good 2 weeks since we've had our vlog? Wow. Or a week. I don't even know what to talk about. So much has happened. So much. Okay, so let's talk about that touch. So we touched 12K. Then we dumped down to, I don't remember, like 10.5K. And then we went to 11.5K. And then the Trump news came out that he was against, 100% against Bitcoin. The US dollar reigned supreme. Of course, you either got Bitcoin and the dollar. You can't have both. So then we dumped down to 10K or 98.50, and we had a bounce. Then we went up to 10.7. And then there was that news on that the Treasury Secretary said America's enemies are going to use Bitcoin, and we need more anti-money laundering, AML, and know your customer, KYC laws in place. So everyone's like, oh, it's bullish. So we pumped to 11.1K, and then we dumped down again. Because guess what? Every bullish reaction has a bearish reaction. But they're not usually equal. It's not equal bullish and bearish. It's just a reaction. So, I'm not gonna stop. So then, oh yeah, so crazy. We had this crazy bearish reaction dumped to $9,050, and then we pumped back to 99.50 resistance. Then we dumped down again. A lot of people shorted that 10K. They got front run. Shorting 10K, 10.2. So we dumped down to, I think, 92.50, and people were losing hope. And then guess what? Guess what, folks? We pumped up again.
Well, because she's not home. Which one?
I guess Iran or Al Qaeda or whoever you want. They bought into Bitcoin. They heard Trump's news conference. Or the Secretary of the Treasury. So everyone bought Bitcoin at the same time. So we had that 9 a.m. Eastern time giant green $1,100 dildo from what was it, 9,300 to 10,400. Incredible. We ended up hitting 10,800, and I thought it was a good place to short down to like 10,200. We hit 10,150, and we had BitMEX FUD here. So a lot of people, market makers, whoever you want to say, were selling out of BitMEX positions, causing the price to dump. What happened? There we go.
Where are we going?
Oh, I'm just taking the back way, the backwoods way.
Let's type in the address now.
Okay, thanks. And then, sorry. Okay, we're back.
Pick up address.
What was I talking? Oh yeah. So the BitMEX FUD, we dumped down to 10.15, and now we're back at like 10.4. So anyway, Alt's got a mini alt season on July 17th, a one-day alt season, and then July 20th, another alt season. So then BitThumb, the long-awaited wallet release. So like BitThumb's coins were trading 2x. The Korean won on BitThumb pair was trading 2x to 10x. The BTC pair on other exchanges. So they announced the wallet releases, or the openings of the wallets. But there was a new thing. They would only open the wallets if there was a less than 10% spread. So people like on BitThumb, the Koreans didn't get adjusted.
Alamo Street.
So what happened was, I said there was a good ARB play. They announced it on Wednesday. They were opening on Thursday, and it was ROM, Salt, Wax, and can't think of the fourth one. Power. So they all pumped like 10 to 15%, and then Wax went up like 30%. It kept going. So the trick is, a lot of people make the mistake thinking I'm gonna buy it and then send it over to the higher exchange and sell it. No, you don't want to do that. There's too much blockchain congestion. So what you want to do is just buy it on the exchange, the other exchange, and sell it on the same exchange. Take your 30% or 20%, however conservative you want to play it. Never send it over. It rarely works out, except the BCN. That's a whole vlog, that BCN story. So stay tuned. I was going to make that this vlog, but that's going to be a longer vlog. So Wax went up like 30%, and then ROM did nothing, because no one knows what the hell ROM is. It's on like Coinbit and one other exchange. And the big one was Salt. Salt Lending was delisted from Binance for being a Ponzi. But it was still on Huobi. It went from like 800 sats, the initial announcement, all the way, it wicked up to 1700, and it's trading at 1300 as of this vlog recording. So that's what happened with that. So if you were in Tick, you would have caught that. Just message me for a link to Tick if you want to join Tick. And I'll try to make a link in the vlog to Tick. Is that it? Yeah, so alts are having their mini run. Metal, PPT, Relief bounces, Ren. So I want to make this very, very, very clear. So alt season, there wasn't a season. People still know it's alt days, alt partial weeks, whatever, alt hours, whatever you want to call it. So what happens is Bitcoin pumps, and then alts used to be like following with the pump, but it doesn't happen like that anymore since mid 2018. Now Bitcoin pumps, alts dump. Bitcoin dumps, and alts get to pump when Bitcoin's sideways, and Bitcoin pumps, alt dumps again. So like 1 out of 4 of the rotations, alts get to play. So it's obviously risky playing alts if they're only going to pump 25% of the time. And if you're in alts more than 25% of the time, you're going to get wrecked. But if you can time it, like when Bitcoin's sideways and alts have stopped dumping, it usually means alts are going to pump. So if Bitcoin is sideways for a few hours, they're expecting a big move and it hasn't happened, then alts are going to have their move. Alts usually have a laggard move to Bitcoin. So as long as Bitcoin's sideways for a few hours, alts are going to have their move. So you usually want to play the alts that have dumped the most, like Ren. Satoshi Flipper called it and then pumped up to like 1200 sats or 1150 2 weeks ago, and then it dumped, and he said anything under 1,000 sats is a steal. Ended up dumping back to like 550, the original pre-pump price. But now it had a nice recovery. I think it went from like 650 to 780. So that's a nice 20% pump. Yeah, so you want to play the alts that look like they're dead and dumping. Tron had a nice pump from like 220 to 260 this week. And ADA hasn't moved. XRP had a nice recovery, I think from like 2,800 to 3,300, 3,350. So that was nice of XRP. But of course, you always sell XRP. It's not ready to make the move to $589 yet. I'm sorry, folks. It's just not ready to go to $589 in the parabolic advance. It's coming, but not yet. Okay, I think that's good enough for crypto vlogs. Oh yeah, I want to reiterate that Huobi pumps more than Binance. Everyone seems to be on Binance, all the American traders and Europeans and Asians that want Western influences, they're all on Binance. But guess what? Binance is closing the door to American customers. And Huobi, which has traditionally been geared to the Chinese, has been mooning. So get on Huobi. Paulo was nice enough to make a chart for the Huobi coins that once they're delisted by Binance, they're still going to be on Huobi. It's not completely dead for those Binance coins. So that summarizes everything I think I want. Oh, I think Binance announced IEOs, 5 IEOs in 3 months. There might be like a $10 minimum, and you can win up to 25 tickets or something like that for holding 250 BNB over the period on average, daily average. And the period might be announced retroactively, so if Binance announces this is the holding time, it might be 10 days before, so it might be a good idea to hold BNB. And you can also short BNB on BitMEX, Gate, and a bunch of other exchanges. CoinDCX, which is my personal favorite. If you get X as a scam, just message me and I'll try my best to start a social media campaign to get your funds back. Can't make any promises, but I'll try to be your emotional support shoulder if you get exit scammed, because I'm personally standing behind CoinDCX. And a lot of I think 3 of my other videos I also mentioned CoinDCX. Okay, so sorry the vlog was so long, so that should catch you up in the crypto news. And now on to political news. So I have, since crypto and Bitcoin and politics intersected this week, we had an intersection. Emphasis on the sect part. Here we go. It's gonna be a fun one. So Trump was calling for Bitcoin to be regulated, or the Secretary of the Treasury, Mnuchin, I think he's German, was calling for regulations. So quickly, that was overshadowed by Trump's political rant. He held a rally, I think, on Wednesday. Whoa, this is a windy road. I should be forward on this vlog.
Here, I'll take a video too.
Okay, you do the forward vlog, and we'll mix them. We'll mix them both. It'll be the best of both worlds. Hey, oh yeah. So he's calling out Representative Omar and Representative Ocasio. I'm not even gonna say her full name. I don't have time for that. Representative Ocasio and Tlaib. Representatives Tlaib and Omar and Priscilla Presley. Who? Presley? Priscilla Presley, the 4th member. And it looks like Kamala Harris is going to be leading the charge. So that group is going to be influential to Kamala Harris's presidential run next year. So we'll see what happens. Would you vote for her? Would you vote for her? Leave a comment. So on to sex, drugs, rock and roll. Yeah, you should have a little bit of sex in your life to decrease your violence. Usually there's a negative correlation between sex and violence, but you can also have sex with violence. That would be a positive correlation or a direct correlation. causation, actually. So I don't have a specific news on that. Oh, again, I want to mention in the gaming world. Oh shoot! Whoa! I want to mention that the Super Mario Kart World Championship comes to
We did one.
Alphen and Lorraine,
Wow, we did one time, I think.
Netherlands, August 13th through 17th. So be there. I'll leave a link in the description or not. What else? Oh yeah, the future. I want to emphasize that technology. People are fighting Bitcoin, and guess what? It's the biggest tech we have for digital money. So Apple became huge. Smartphones in our back pockets, Apple Watches, smart watches everywhere. And we're gonna have digital currency everywhere. So that's why Bitcoin has to go up, but there's a good chance it could be fighted down. So I would put a 85% chance on Bitcoin going up to $100,000 in the next 4 years. So it's pretty good on that. Yeah, technology. Whoa, a little squirrel. Did you take the wild ride, I feel like? You got it?
Yeah, should I do more?
Yeah, do more. The big turn's coming up. Oh, it's at the end. And whoa, we got a little rascal on my lap and on my feet now.
Uh-oh.
So just when
By
you
your feet?
No, he's not fun. So just when you think that technology is in the back seat and we aren't progressing anymore, remember Moore's law, and we're going, man, accelerated. We're exponential or whatever, geometric, logarithmic climb towards the future of technology. So remember, think 10 years ago, we barely had smartphones, the first smartphones, the iPhone 2G and 3G. And now 20 years ago, what did we have? Computers, barely. Everyone finally had computers and internet. So yeah, folks, technology, man. Just try to stay alive. Oh, watch the Neuralink stream with Elon Musk. You really need to see that. So that's what the future is going to be. Everyone's going to be hooked up to the internet. Our brains will be hooked up directly, which will be cool. So even when we die, when our physical bodies leave this earth, our minds can remain here forever. And that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. And sorry this wasn't funnier. I mean, a lot of vlogs and podcasts are funny, so I'm sorry. Maybe next time we'll make it funny. Thanks for watching.